Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. There's a big update when it comes to EIDL payments. The SBA has quietly made some changes, specifically when it comes to making payments on your EIDL loans. In this video, I'm going to talk about those changes and whether or not you're one of the 4 million entrepreneurs or small businesses that's received an EIDL loan, what you can do with this information to save you money. Without further ado, let's dive in. As always, thanks for subscribing. And if you support this video, hit the like button. If you are the type of person that wants this information early on when it breaks, our Skip members heard about this first last week. Consider becoming a Skip member, getting unlimited access to new grant and funding opportunities with a special discount today. The link is right in the description. And you're supporting the Skip team at the same time. So to cut to the chase, this is related to the Hardship Accommodation Plan and the question, will there be an extension of this or not? And if so, what does that mean for you? Well, let me take a step back. Nearly $400 billion had been approved for nearly 4 million business. That's an average loan size of $100,000. The maximum loan size was increased to $2 million. Since there's over 30 million small businesses in the US, nearly 15% of all small businesses received some COVID EIDL funding, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Many businesses in the thick of the pandemic were struggling to stay in business. Customers went away. Your business may have been closed, and small businesses needed a lifeline. Then a couple big changes happened. First, all of these 4 million borrowers had the option of deferring payments for 30 months. That was the good news. You could have taken a loan for $100,000, for $1 million, or for $2 million, but you didn't have to start making payments for 30 months. The bad news is that most of those started being due last November 2022, and frankly, many small businesses were still struggling to make ends meet, to make payments, to get business back to pre-pandemic levels. But the SBA had been anticipating this. They looked at the millions of businesses across the US and say, hey, you know what? They may have trouble making these payments. So they introduced a temporary 6-month hardship accommodation plan back in November 2022. In fact, we helped break that news. You know, the SBA never issued a press release about this because they didn't want to confuse people if your payments weren't due yet, or if you were in a great cash flow situation and you didn't want to lower your payments. The SBA didn't want to cause unnecessary confusion. But since then, it's been fairly easy to lower your payments, especially if you need it. Times are tight, you're cash flow negative, or you just want to lower your payments by 90%. It's been fairly easy to do. If you had a loan of under $200,000, you could lower it right on your SBA dashboard, and even the new dashboard. In fact, many of you have taken advantage of this. And even if you have a loan over $200,000, you can still fairly easily lower your payments. Again, if this is something that would be helpful for you to free up your cash flow, and instead of making $2,000 payments, you could lower them to $200 payments for 6 months, and then just make up the difference at the end of your loan period, which, as you know, is in 2050. Another plug for being a Skip member. You know, if you need help lowering payments, we can help you directly, reviewing your situation, your profit and loss, and this form that you'll need to email to the SBA. Then the SBA will email back something like this if they approve you. So that's point number one. If you want to lower your EIDL payments by 90% for 6 months, we've done a few videos on this, but if you've been intimidated so far and would rather have someone help you, become a member and we can help you with that. But point number two is, what happens after the 6-month period? Well, this is the good news. We heard from the SBA that you can re-enroll in the Hardship Accommodation Plan for at least an additional 6 months. Why is this important now? Well, many folks who first got their hardship reduction back in November will have their full payments coming up again in May. So the SBA has quietly said you can extend this. Again, they're not going to announce this. They're not going to make a press release about it. This is mainly to help business owners who are in a tight situation. Their perspective is paying something is better than nothing. In fact, you're still going to have to pay the full loan amount, and in the long run, you'll end up paying more, but your near-term cash flow situation will be improved. Imagine if you had to pay $10,000 towards your EIDL loan, and now you could lower that that to $1,000 for up to a year. You'd save over $60,000 in payments over the course of a year that you could put towards other business expenses. So there you have it. If you're a business owner in the US that's taken an EIDL loan and are still finding yourself in a difficult cash situation, but are expecting things to turn around in 6 months or a year, consider the hardship accommodation. If you've already taken the hardship accommodation, think carefully about whether you want to extend it or not. And if you haven't gotten EIDL funding but could use funding for your business, go download the Skip app. You'll get the most comprehensive list of grants, loans, and other financing, and you'll get important information just like this first. Just search Skip in the App Store and Google Play. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.